are Locked On Lakers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The Lakers shoot the lights out in OKC. Luka, LeBron, Austin, and Dorian Finney-Smith shine, and the Lakers make a statement, most importantly, with a playoff win today in OKC. At least it felt like a playoff win because this was a big time game. When you look at what the standings were coming into today's game, it was so important to see the Lakers at least get 1 out of 2 of these games in OKC. The difference between the Lakers having a chance to not play in the playoff game and playing in a playoff game is extremely close. So look, the Lakers now extended that lead, that little bit of a cushion to help them out, because if you looked at the standings before today's game, you were very concerned of where you were at number 3 and where you could possibly be in a playoff game. And that's the talk of this season right now, how close the Western Conference is. And the Lakers, when they had to play with urgency, were able to do it today. So this was a big win for the Lakers, 126-99. Want to take your comments, of course, throughout the show. Again, it's a short show when we do these postcasts. My name is Dave Palet. Again, appreciate you joining me not only today, but throughout the season. Many of you have been with me after every single game. And of course, we're going to ride this thing out through the postseason as well. But again, very exciting time. Want to remind you, Brian and Andy have your Laker coverage every single day. I'm just here for the post games. And at the same time, you can get these anywhere you get your podcast. Don't forget Locked On Sports, Locked On Lakers, Locked On Dodgers, you name it. Tough day for the Dodgers, good day for the Lakers today. And we're here to talk about it. Again, 126-99. Lakers win in OKC on a Sunday. And that was big because we're going to do it again on Tuesday. And we'll talk about that and worry about that, all of that when we come into Tuesday's game. But first, let's get to what everybody's talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Your shooting today was unbelievable. The Lakers shooting today was amazing. And look, it started right there from the very beginning. The Lakers in the first quarter shot 73% from the field. Guess what? 79% from three-point range, making 7 and 9, and it never stopped. The Lakers were unbelievable the way they started this game. And you could sit there and we have a turning point segment. I'm not going to play the sounder right back to back, but this is basically the same thing. This is what everyone is talking about, and this is what they'll be talking about tomorrow morning when you wake up and you look at those national shows. The Lakers shot the lights out. The Lakers were outstanding, and look, the way they finished, extremely successful. If I were to tell you the Lakers were going to shoot 55% from not only the field, but 55% from three-point range, you'd say I'd take it. Well, the Lakers were shooting in the 70s. Absolutely ridiculous. You could take players off the court, and usually you can't get a team to shoot in the 70s. That is amazing, the way the Lakers were able to pull this out on the road and get arguably the biggest win of the season. And I think right now you have to mark this down on how important this was when you look at what the standings were heading into this game. This was the biggest win of the season. The Lakers, of course, led by Luka, and Luka had a great game. In 37 minutes, he had 30 points. 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Austin Reaves, of course, with his 20 points, and LeBron James with his 19. But I think you can make an argument that the bench was extremely important as well. Dorian Finney-Smith, and if you remember when the Lakers made the trade for Dorian Finney-Smith, the talk was, is he going to start for this team? What is the right situation? Reaves is sitting there saying, hey, I've been a starter on this team for a couple of years now. What do you mean there's a chance I'm going to lose my spot? Well, there was an injury to Hachimura, of course, during the year, and Dorian Finney-Smith stepped up into that starting role. They played with it a little bit, but I think this is the best combination for J.J. Redick's team, is to bring Dorian Finney-Smith off the bench. His 14 points in 30 minutes is exactly what the Lakers need. He also helped the Lakers out with 7 rebounds. We all know he always plays solid defense. His effort is always there. And Gabe Vincent, of course, off the bench was extremely successful as well, and he has been for a while. Gabe Vincent, 12 points in 26 minutes, making 4 of 7 shots. Those 4 of 7 shots were all 3-pointers, and so that was big. My one complaint is I always like to see more Dalton Knecht. I've been complaining about it for about a week now. Dalton Knecht in 4 minutes, 1 shot attempt. It was a 3-pointer, and yes, it did go in. So Dalton Knecht had 3. But for the Lakers, this was a big win. This is one of those wins where you're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and it's going to be the first thing you think about is the Lakers winning this game, and how big this was for the Lakers to not only win in OKC, at the same time score more points in the first quarter, 42, than OKC has given up the entire year. to give Oklahoma City back-to-back losses. And if you're a Thunder fan, you have to be scratching your head a little bit. We were kind of doing it after the Lakers lost to the Warriors, right? Going, how strong is this Laker team compared to what we thought they were when the Warriors came to Los Angeles and knocked them off earlier in the week? For the Lakers to go to OKC again, to gain a split is really big. And I'll take that split. And if they don't win Tuesday night, I'll still leave with a smile on my face. But if the Lakers can pull this off again on Tuesday and do it twice, if you're the Thunder, the Lakers immediately go to the top of the board of teams you do not want to face. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, in case you're wondering, and if you joined the game late, he had 26 points, MVP candidate. My opinion, Joker's the MVP of this league. I don't know how you can actually get better when it comes to stats and not win MVP when you were MVP before. But they already took one away from the Joker when they gave it to Embiid because he's a big crybaby. And now here you go with SGA, who's outstanding, and he's a really good player, and his team has the best record, not the MVP. That's a different show. So anyway, I digress on that one. Sorry for taking you down that avenue. It just kind of drives me crazy when you see guys like Kobe who lose awards to Steve Nash for MVP, or LeBron James who loses to Derrick Rose, or Karl Malone who wins over Michael Jordan. Just ridiculous stuff that you see all the time in pro basketball that I don't understand. Anyway, Lakers win this game. And again, I want to get to your comments as well as far as why they won, how impressed are you, and what are your feelings? Can the Lakers go ahead and win a championship? Because I said all along, excuse me, still sick. I said all along, I thought the Lakers have a chance to win. They just got to get these guys together on the court long enough to figure out the rotation, figure out how to gel, and figure out what is the best combination for this team. So again, Lakers with their big win today was awesome. For if you're obviously a fan of the Dodgers, it was a disappointing day today. But hey, there's always tomorrow. So we'll get to your comments in just a second. Do want to mention a couple sponsors. Again, want to start off with Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder where all your money went? Well, between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Now, Monarch Money isn't just budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. It can track all your accounts, your investments, your spending all in one place. So you don't just stop managing your money. You can sit there and start building wealth. Surprising is that Monarch Money can tell you exactly how much you are spending on food delivery, or can you budget smarter? Can you save more? It's all in one convenience. It's easy. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch Money to check your finances, track spending, even on long-term goals. Now, look, Monarch Money also can partner with this, and it can make your finances smoother than ever. You can track shared personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Now, take control of your finances today with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA. That's monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. Really simple right there. And also, of course, we have to mention the good people over at FanDuel. Look, FanDuel has been fantastic for many of us. And again, the NBA playoffs are almost here. We're just talking about it. They're going to be here in just about a week. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on all the action. Right now, you can join FanDuel and place your first bet for $5. And you can get $250 in bonus bets if you win. Now, look, I love FanDuel. It's a lot of fun. My friends do it, of course, and I'm sure many of you do it as well. So there are people out there who are missing out. So whether it's three-pointers to steals, FanDuel has many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, the game tips off with where you combine live props and bets in the same parlay for a chance to win big. Now, don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com, claim your $250 in bonus bets today. All right. Appreciate everybody joining me again on a Sunday. Big Laker win. I'm sure there are people that have comments on this. Man, I'm sold on this Laker team, guys. I'm sold that this Laker team, when they do what they're capable of doing, this Laker team can go and they can face the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals, and they can make a run at another title. Celtics have one more on us. It's time that we even this thing up as soon as possible. Drives me crazy that the Celtics have one more title than the Lakers. Hey, Craig, good to see you. As always, Craig says easy victory. You know what? That did feel like an easy victory. Actually, it was one of those where I'm like, cool, we're going to get some of the guys a chance to rest. And it felt like some of the guys were like, you know what? It's OKC. Don't pull me out of this game. I want to stay in. I need to stay in a little bit longer. And even though it felt like the Lakers were in a situation where it didn't feel like that the Lakers were ever in trouble, it did feel like in a situation that there are guys that were saying, look, I'm part of this team. We're building something here. And it's not about just getting the numbers, whether it's Luka's numbers, Austin Reaves' numbers, or LeBron's numbers. Guys wanted to make sure there was no chance that OKC could come back, and love to see it. Okay, so there we go right there. BC says 2025 champs. BC, man, I'm with you. This team can do it. I'm sold on this team. They can do it. And let's see what the Lakers look like on Tuesday. If you're OKC, you know there's going to be some changes. And if you're the Lakers, you know at the same time, JJ Redick is never satisfied. You know there are going to be some changes there as well on this Laker team and what they're going to possibly throw at Oklahoma City. It makes it so, again, it is can't miss television on Tuesday night when the Lakers run it back against OKC. Again, this is the last week of the regular season. We'll wrap up the regular season next week, and then the playoffs get going. We'll get an idea where we're at. The good thing is where we're at means that the Lakers are in a situation where we aren't stressing so much about the possibility, I guess, of a play-in game. I never thought it was going to be a situation like that for the Lakers. When people kept saying, oh, the Lakers would be a play-in situation, I was like, oh, that sounds crazy. And then the more I looked at it this morning, I was going, man, we're a lot closer than I anticipated the Lakers being. So I'm going to run over these standings with you just so you guys understand how close this is. Okay. Oklahoma City, of course, they're running away. They're going to finish with the top record. They've already clinched the top record in the Western Conference at where they're at right now. They got a giant lead in the Western Conference. In Oklahoma City, they've earned it. They've been outstanding. Not the most exciting team for the NBA to want to have them in there, but they're 64-14, 13 games over the Rockets. The Lakers are the number 3 seed. Lakers are 48-30, 16 games back. So 3 games back behind the Rockets. Lakers do play the Rockets this week. Denver Nuggets are the 4th seed. They're now 1 game behind the Lakers. Golden State is the 5th seed. Golden State's a game and a half behind the Lakers. Minnesota is the 6th seed. Minnesota's 2 games back behind the Lakers. And then here we go to the 7th seed. And this is where, of course, it gets tricky. You have the Clippers, who are 18 games back. You have Memphis, who is also 18 games back. You have Dallas, 26.5 back. Of course, Lakers will face the Mavericks this week as well. And then you have the Sacramento Kings. They're 26.5 back. So that looks like the teams that will be in the postseason. For the Lakers, though, to stay out of course, the playoff to the play-in game, the Lakers only have a 2-game lead. So it is still pretty close. The deal is it's not 2 losses, as we know, in Oklahoma City. And I think that's what most of us were afraid of. We expect the Lakers to have a good week, right? We expect the Lakers to go and do well this week. Looking at the schedule right now, the Lakers are in a situation where they face the Mavericks on Wednesday. The Lakers also will face the Rockets on Friday, and then the Lakers will take on the Portland Trailblazers, and that's where we're going to be. And so for this Laker team, we'll get an idea of how things play out. But overall, exciting. It was a big win for the Lakers, and for Laker fans to say, okay, we got a little bit of a cushion. That's fantastic. I don't see good teams that let off the gas. I don't see this Laker team letting off the gas as well. So overall, fantastic day for the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to be fine. Eric says the Lakers aren't a good team. Eric, I don't think you're a Laker fan. I don't think you believe. How can you say this team's not a good team? You have 2 of the top 5 players in all of basketball on one team. It makes the Lakers a decent team. Lakers have a solid bench. Lakers have 3-point shooting. Lakers have defense. Who's going to give the Lakers a serious run? You can talk about how the Lakers don't have a size and height. Well, the team that has the most size and height is going to be Memphis, and I'm not worried about Memphis right now. I think the Lakers are going to be okay. I think, look, here's the deal. That trade for Luka put the Lakers in a different bracket. Love Anthony Davis, but I don't think the Lakers were a championship team if they would have stayed where they were with just Anthony Davis. This was a fantastic deal that LeBron knows his back's against the wall, knowing he's running out of time on his career, and you're going to see great Laker basketball. So, Eric, I don't buy it. And at the same time, I don't think people in this chat and the comments buy it either. The Lakers, I think, can be fine. The Lakers will be fine. Lou says no one can beat us in a 7-game series. Look, you beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. That is saying something else. That you're talking about 2 big-time Hall of Famers, and guess who else has stepped up to become just an outstanding player, and it's Austin Reaves. And there's no sneaking around it anymore. Austin Reaves is considered a big-time player in this league. He's not a guy that, hey, has an occasional good game. Austin Reaves has a good game every single game. He's outstanding. So let's knock it down. Let's go to the Locked On player of the game right here.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Locked on player of the game, a couple different directions. As I said a little bit earlier, very, very impressive Dorian Finney-Smith today. He shot the ball 5 times. They were all 3-pointers. He made 4 of the 5 of those. He ended up with 14 points for the game, and he made 2 free throws to give him those extra 2. If you're wondering how the math ended up that way, he ended up with 14.7 rebounds. But for me, Luka set the tone in this game, and that's why Luka is the locked on player of the game. In 37 minutes, Luka had 30 points. Luka also had 7 rebounds. He had 6 assists. Only had 2 turnovers. He had 2 steals, though, so he got those back. So for me, the locked-on player of the game is Luka, and fantastic. And again, I told you guys, and maybe it's because I'm just getting older, I don't care so much about the individual awards on who your player of the game is, and even your MVP. As much as I just complained a little bit earlier about SGA and the Joker, look, I'm all about championships. At this stage of my life, it's about filling up that trophy case for the LA Lakers. And right now, those championships are what I want most as a fan. And look, it's not like if somebody wins MVP, they let me keep it at my house for a couple of days or let me share in their bonus check. That's not what it's about. For me, I'm a Laker fan. I'll always be a Laker fan. And when these players are long gone and they're new Lakers, I'll still be a Laker fan. So it's all about winning championships and getting that much closer. Let's use this week for the Lakers to polish what they have, get a little bit better. Let's see what they'll be in the postseason, and let's make a run. Let's make a run. Lakers win today, 126-99 over OKC. Lakers back in action on Tuesday. We're going to do it again. And again, I appreciate everybody joining me on a Sunday. Let's go Lakers. And then, of course, if you're a Dodger fan like me, let's see the Dodgers clean this thing up a little bit when they go to Washington and take on the Nationals. All right, we'll see you in 2 days, everybody.